What's up, sports fans? I'm FanDuel Zaiah, and I'm with the FanDuel Zaiah podcast. You know, we're bringing you live another episode with the WTP Sports Dudes. I got my man here, SEC Sean. We're bringing you an episode of 12 Rows to a Title. How you doing, Sean?
Doing good. This is getting more crazy, man. Some of these outcomes, man, it's getting hard. Good
Man,
Lord.
it was brutal trying to put together this week,
Oh,
you know, and it's only gonna keep getting tougher, bruh.
oh, yeah, for sure. Quick shout out. I think we got one of my buddies from Texas was supposed to be jumping on to kind of watch and look and subscribe and keep goes. So we'll see if he jumps on. But if he is, hopefully he posts something in the comments so I know he made it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you in them comment sections, man, please let us know. And if you in the viewing the stream, period, please jump in them comment sections. Let us know you here, man, because we appreciate it for sure, man.
Or,
Hey, before we jump into this, man, you know we got to shout out the crew, man. Robert with WTP for Life. We got T1 with City League TV. You can find him on YouTube and Facebook. We got Post Game with the Post Game 86 show. We got Blitzberg with Parlay Poe, the Blitzberg podcast, and we got JoJo Mossberg with Level Up Sports 10. And of course, y'all know SEC Sean here too, man. Tap in with SEC Sean, of course, too. It's SEC Sean on YouTube, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
you'll
sir.
notice
Yes, sir.
it'll have the A&M logo up there. It'll have the NASCAR logo across the top. You'll know. I
Yeah.
just put a couple more posts out today. Working with some other buddies of mine, just to give you a little heads up. But the same guy I'm talking to, and we'll try to get him on my channel over there and talk some high school football out of Texas.
That's dope.
And then another buddy of mine from up here in Columbus, we gonna jump on and do some, he's a big Ohio State guy, and so we're just gonna get on and do a little. Yeah, I know, I knew you like him, but he follows basketball real close and everything, so we're gonna do a few things and might even slide him in once in a while over with us.
Man, basketball right around the corner. It's here for real. It's right here.
This week, isn't it?
Man, I mean, exhibitions already started, so
yeah,
November. I think the very first official game is November 3rd. I want to say it's a school I can't even pronounce. I'll be looking on my YouTube TV though. I record every game, so I don't know. I just pulled up the schedule, so I think the very first game is November 3rd though.
Yeah, it might be. It sounds about. It could be right.
Yeah, it's gonna get real interesting that way too. But man, what did you think before we reveal your bracket, man? What did you think about this week's action, man? It was crazy.
Defense was optional in every game except for like Ohio State's game. All the SEC games were all shootouts. A&M holding on to beat Arkansas, which again, that Arkansas team is not a joke on offense. They're good.
Right.
Georgia coming back on Ole Miss. I mean, I thought Ole Miss was fixing to blow them out. Bama handled Tennessee pretty good. Tech losing shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
They were behind the whole game. I thought once they took the lead, I thought, okay, they're pretty good. And then, no, here came Arizona State back again. Wasn't really much craziness except for Miami. I mean, I didn't have Miami losing, and I sure didn't have Florida State losing to Stanford. But to me, it's just a parody of the league, man, of all college football. There's good teams everywhere. Everybody's got talent. So now we'll see where we go. And of course, everybody knows by now, Florida fired their head coach yesterday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, Big Ten looks like it's a one team race, maybe two with Indiana, but y'all don't play them, right?
Nah, nope.
So that pretty much looks like going to be the Big Ten title game right there. I don't know. You tell me what you thought about this weekend. That's pretty much. It was just crazy to me.
Man, it's really two things. Like you kind of spoke about, it was a lot of shootouts, man, and what that made me look at and realize is like how many of these teams, you know, when it come down time to it, how many of them can play good enough defense and win games like that, or can get into a shootout as well, or can you win? Can you win 20-6? You know, when you get to the playoffs and win 4 games to win a title. You know, the defense just looks like it's far behind the offense right now across the country. Though it's not even just a one league thing. It's not just the SEC, in my opinion. It's just like it looks like it's everywhere. So that's like one of the main things I noticed. And the other thing is, I think the Big Ten had the worst possible outcome we could have this weekend with USC and Michigan both losing. I think that instantly makes us a 3-team league
You mean
now. Like,
Washington?
uh, you said what?
Washington, Michigan won.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about last week. Well,
Yeah,
USC losing now they had two they both two losses is what I
right.
meant to say. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So now it's like it's a three bid league now. You know, and bar some craziness happen, we could look at 2 bids. You know, so I think these last 2 weeks kind of hurt the Big Ten. And you know, I hate to say it because I feel like that bid is gonna go to the SEC now. I
I don't
feel
know.
like I just think they're in prime position to get 5. You know, if only if the dominoes fall correctly. You know, because like with Tech losing, now they could possibly get a for sure 2, possibly a third now, you know, because it's so much parity everywhere else. They'd probably be like, man, these teams probably closer than what we think, you know. So I don't know. We have to see. You know, we just trying to be in the minds of the playoff committee when we doing these episodes. You know, so we'll see how they really think when the first rankings drop this week, right?
Um,
Or is it next week?
I think it's November 4th.
Yeah. So it's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, but I think they're coming out with like projections as to what they think this week. Like ESPN will put together a panel and say what we think the committee will do. You know,
Okay.
but I
When the
don't think the
official one
official.
start?
I think the 24th. Give me a second. Let me jump real quick and I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm about to say because it gotta be. I mean, what we 7 games in, it gotta be. You gotta think around the 8-9 game mark.
November 4th.
November, so that's 2 weeks from now, basically.
Yep. Yep.
So game
So
10. Yeah, I'm real curious when we get there what the first poll look like. You know, what the first bracket look like because them brackets are actually accurate to what we're going to see from how the committee is thinking. You know,
right.
what are they going to weigh more? Are they going to weigh strength of schedule? Are they going to weigh in? Do they think teams have bad losses? You know, are they going to weigh eye tests? Who do they just think is just a better team on the field? It's a lot of different variables of how this can break. So I'm just real curious to see what happens when that time comes around.
You and me. I mean, it's probably good that they're waiting until for 2 weeks too, because they're going to need some more things to shake out. Like I said,
Yeah.
the ACC is the ACC and the Big 12 are the wild cards.
Mm-hmm.
If they both get 2, you're looking at 2, so that's 4, and then 1 from the group of 6. Which okay, so there's 5. That leaves 7 bids. So it'd probably be 3 and 4. Big 10, SEC, some combination of 7 between those 2.
You know why the ACC is so dangerous? Georgia Tech and Virginia, they don't play each other. SMU, since they've entered the conference, hasn't lost a game. So you don't know what's going to happen and shake up with them. Right now, they look like they own the ACC. You know, they ain't lost a game in the ACC since they've been in the ACC. Then you got Louisville, who's coming off a monster win. You know, they play SMU later in the year though, so we'll see what happens
Yeah,
there. Somebody's got to knock somebody off right there, but you still got an aptitude of teams that can make a push and still get an automatic bid, even if they're not deserving to get into the playoffs, and it could still leave somebody out. So
yeah,
the
and
ACC is definitely a barn burner, and it could jack up the whole bracket for real. I really could see it jacking up the whole bracket because It's some
Yep.
teams that if after the season plays out, the regular season plays out, it's gonna be like you cannot lead them out. How are you gonna lead them out? You know?
Well, and not this week. Next week, you get Miami at SMU.
See, that's
So
another deciding game.
right now, if Miami beats them, you could have two 11-1 teams not even in the championship game of the conference if
That's
Georgia Tech
crazy.
and Virginia run it. And you can't tell me that they're going to put all four of them in the playoff. There's no way.
I can't see it. I cannot. I don't care who, you know, and we're not even thinking of the variable of the Notre Dame thing,
Right.
because Miami got the head to head against Notre Dame, and if Notre Dame went out, now you got to put Notre Dame with that pile of ACC teams because mainly their schedule is ACC for real. So what
You,
are you gonna do?
you have to put
Like,
Miami and leave Notre Dame out.
but
Or
Notre Dame look like the better team right now.
or you cut another SEC team and Notre Dame gets in too.
And that will make them what, a 3-bid team from there with Notre Dame. Well, so that's 4 bids. So it'll be 3 SEC, that's 7, 3 Big Ten, that's 10, and Big 12 champ, and then the group of 5.
Yeah.
That's an option. Hey, this is how crazy the experiment is, man.
That's why I'm glad
It's
we're just on this little podcast and not in that room trying to make this decision.
Man, it'll be hey, me, SEC. It'll be
Yeah.
a whole lot of Big Ten bias in there if I was
Oh,
up in there, dog.
I
You
can
already,
promise you there would be. I can promise there would be.
man. Let's go ahead and pull your bracket up, though, man, and show the people what's up, man. It's about time. Here we go. Let me fill this out real quick. All right, we got your bracket right here. So we just gonna do it how we did it last time, man. We're gonna start from the bottom seed and work through it. But we're gonna stay on one side. We'll move to the other side next. So you can pick a winner as well. At 12, you got USF. I want to say you had Memphis last time. Did Memphis
I
lose?
did. No. I think I had North Texas. It was either North Texas or Memphis, one of the two. I can go look real quick. I had North Texas.
North Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They lost. Yeah, so
The USF.
yep, to USF. So
Yep.
go ahead and explain why you got them at 12. And do you think they're gonna keep that spot, man? Because really, I think they still got some tough games left as well, man.
They're 12 right now because to me they're the best group of 6. Will they stay there? We'll find out more this weekend. They travel to Memphis. So, winner of that game, if Memphis beats them, then you've got Memphis, USF, North Texas, all with one conference loss. And Navy, I think, is in that conference with 0. I think they're undefeated. Navy's still looking strong.
Yeah.
But USF has just been bullying people. Yeah, they lost to Miami, but okay, that's Miami. They beat Florida, which doesn't look as big of a win now as it was back then, but that's still a much bigger SEC school than what USF is. But everybody they've played other than that, they've just bullied and pushed out and just bodied them. I don't know that anybody can play as physical as they can in that group of 6. I don't know that they look really strong.
All right, number 5, you got Georgia.
Yep. Just where I feel with Georgia right now. I mean, they don't look dominant. Georgia I could see Georgia even slipping up another game or two and not even being in this thing, but they've got that it factor. I mean, they didn't look like they were even in that game with Ole Miss, and they find a way to win and win by 8 versus trailing most of the game. So never underestimate what Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs can do. He gets the best out of his team when he needs to.
All right, and then your 8-9 game, you got Notre Dame, Oregon.
Yeah, Notre Dame. I've got them slotted there. I think they look really good right now. Um, the problem is they had 2 early season losses to 2 really good teams. Are they going to be hampered by their strength of schedule? If the committee really looks at strength of schedule, and this is how I'm looking at it, is that's where I would slot Notre Dame, because they've lost to the 2 ranked teams they've played. Yeah, I know they beat USC and they were ranked number 20, but as of right now, USC is not ranked. So that's why I slotted them there. I could see them climbing. I could see them slip. I mean, it just depends on what else happens. But right now, Notre Dame feels like a good 8 seed. And I gave them
that that USC win, that's a name brand win. I think the committee always gonna weigh it in as like thinking of the old USC. I do not think like that win is like I mean, that's a good offense. Don't get it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But they still, that Lincoln Riley, he always got some things to figure out on the defense. And I was one of them people that picked USC to win that game. I was wrong, clearly. And it wasn't a bad win, or what I mean. It wasn't like it just ain't. It's a good win. It just ain't as great as a win as it's gonna look on paper. Right. I think is what I'm trying to say.
Right, and that's kind of what I look at. Oregon, I mean, to me, they're a 3rd place team in the Big Ten. They're not probably going to make the championship game unless Indiana stumbles. Then even then, Indiana has the head-to-head with them. I think other teams ahead of them on this list are all going to be conference champions, and I think the committee is going to rate that more than the name of Oregon. Because number 8, Notre Dame's not a conference champion. Georgia wouldn't be a conference champion, but I think Georgia's strength of schedule would be tougher than Oregon's, especially because Oregon dodges Ohio State. They lost to Indiana, and that Penn State win doesn't look really good right now in overtime.
Now, let me ask you this, Sean. This is a projection based off of how you feel it's going to end, right? Up until this point.
This is just how I feel right now. If you put the playoffs together, this is where I would slot everybody.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Okay, so Oregon is a 1 loss, Georgia's a 1 loss, Notre Dame's a 2 loss. You got USF, the Group of 5 team down there. So do you think the bridge between 5 and 8 is steeper right there than you would think it should be? Or do you think like if you shuffle these teams, like pretty much leave USF out of it, these games could go either way?
You could take,
are they close enough like that is what I'm trying to ask.
5 to almost 11 and shuffle them all around. To me, they all have good and they all have flaws. And just based on perception I see on things, I think that I just think that this is the way I look at it right now. Is I see conference champions. The 2, if you look at the group, the 4 in the middle, which I know we'll get to, you'll notice they're all SEC Big Ten.
We were supposed to start with them. That's my fault.
Well, to me, those 4 are going to play for their conference championship right now. That's how I see it. So, to me, the committee is going to take the winner and the runner-up in those 2 conferences and put them 1, 2, 3, 4. I think those 4 positions will be split between the Big Ten and the SEC. I
see what. Okay, I got you.
You see what I'm saying? And then from there, it was just fill in. BYU, just like BYU being at 6.
Hold on. Before we slide that way, if we had this set up on the left side of the bracket, who you got in that 8-9 matchup?
Notre Dame.
Easily.
Now, I don't know about easily, but I know I have Notre Dame winning. I think they're a little more physical with the running attack than Oregon is. I still see Oregon as a lot of finesse, and that's just I think Notre Dame is a little more physical, and I think by then Notre Dame's defense is going to be even better than it is now.
Level Up Sports 10 said Oregon 9 will be Notre Dame versus Oregon Part 2. What's up? What you Level Up? How you doing, man? Make sure y'all go like, comment, subscribe. That's one of the brothers. Make sure y'all tune into his channel.
Yeah.
All right. What about? Oh, go ahead. My bad.
And I think Georgia would beat USF.
Yeah, that one probably be a little easier, you would think.
Yeah, I mean USF. I mean, traveling into Athens to play down there, I think Georgia would body them pretty good.
Yeah, that probably get a little crazy.
Yeah.
They ain't sneaking up on nobody this time. Let's go to your 11-6 matchup. You got Ole Miss and BYU. You can speak about both of those teams, why you got them right there.
I got BYU 6, even though I almost put BYU 5, but I put them 6. I think they're the winner. I mean, right now they'd be undefeated. They are undefeated. So to me, they're leading and winning the Big 12. I don't think the Big 12 gets 2 in unless it happens to be Texas Tech. Utah has 2 losses. I think Arizona State has do they have 2 losses now?
Arizona State had 2 losses early.
If Tech, wins and they go and they play, which Tech and BYU, I think, play in a couple weeks too. So that's going to throw another wrench into things.
Right.
But for right now, as I said, this is the way I see it this week, is BYU is the leader in the Big 12. I mean, I know Cincinnati's undefeated too, but BYU's there. Ole Miss, I think Ole Miss's body of work by the time the playoffs starts will put them probably there. And I think the committee they got left out last year. I know they were 9-3, and they were kind of one of those 9-3 teams that felt like they should have been in. I don't think they're going to have 3 losses this year. They have 1 right now. So I think the committee is going to. I think you're going to have 5. What do I have? 5 Big 10 or 5 SECs in?
Let me see what you got.
No, I have 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, I think because if I've got 2 ACC schools in, so
Virginia and Tech, yeah,
right, and then Notre Dame. So that's where the Georgia Tech Virginia stole one of the bids from, say, either the SEC or the Big 10. That's how. But I figured Ole Miss would be the next. You've got the 3 top Big 10s in there, and then Ole Miss to me is the 4th best SEC school.
Mm-hmm.
So I
like that. I like your thought process behind this bracket.
Yeah, it's a thought process. It's some sort of process.
It's logical, though. It's logical.
Yeah. Well, I try to do it fair. I try to break it down fairly as to, what I see right now.
Yeah.
Like I should have thought about it better, because 7 and 10, the committee won't do this.
Nah, they won't. But I mean, we know this is still going to change, because what's going to happen is, I think when they first start dropping the rankings, I think they're just going to bid properly.
Right.
And then if they run into a problem and it doesn't work itself out, they'll work it out for us. They're not going to let certain teams jump certain teams, but they'll still work it out.
Level Up 10 asked, if USF falters or a non-Power 5 makes it through remaining schedules, can Arizona State still get in? I don't think so, not with 2 losses.
Well, if USF
12.
I mean, if USF falters, that means that either Navy or Memphis is going to be the team that rotates in. Right. But you're still going to get a group of 5. It doesn't. You're going to get one regardless.
Yeah, they're guaranteed in. They're guaranteed a spot. So,
and Navy is undefeated, and I think they about to run into, if I'm not mistaken, USF in a couple weeks.
Maybe.
So thanks. They're all in the same conference. USF, Tulane, Memphis. Navy, they're
North
all in the same
Texas,
conference.
they're all in that.
North
Yeah.
Texas, yeah. Whatever group of 5 team makes it out is going to make it out from that conference.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the conference that you got to keep your eyeball on this year. And you've clearly seen it already because I think 3 of them been ranked already. Tulane, Memphis, and 4 of them. North Texas been ranked at one point,
Yep.
I think. And who am I missing? USF, Tulane, Memphis, and North
USF,
Texas.
Tulane.
That's 4.
Yeah, that's 4. And
And
Navy.
if Navy keep winning, they're going to get ranked eventually.
Right.
They're going to throw them in the rankings.
Oh yeah. So, can ASU shock mini and win the Big 12 as I picked and get in? Again, I mean, there's no guarantee that the conference champion will win the get in. I mean, if Arizona State, even if they win the Big 12, if they're ranked 13th, then the Big 12's just out.
No.
Right?
That's not. So the reseeding is the conference champ automatically gets in. You just get seated where you belong. Instead of getting that first round bye, you still guarantee ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and the SEC are still conference champs or guaranteed bids.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is if Arizona State was to win the Big 12, that means they done beat who they beat. They beat Utah.
BYU.
So probably Utah would probably miss a chance to get in. Or they might put Utah in if Texas Tech went out. So I mean that's 4. So Utah might be the team looking on the outside because of the way Tech beat them. So you might be looking at a possibly a 3 bid with Arizona State, BYU, and Texas Tech, in my opinion.
Right. So that's where I've got Ole Miss and BYU there. Virginia Tech. Like I said, shouldn't have been 7-10. It is. I've got Virginia ahead of Georgia Tech. I think they both play in the conference championship game. I think Virginia beats them. That's the thought process there. Georgia Tech should probably be flopped with Ole Miss. But, I mean, like I said, throwing this together, I didn't really pay attention to what numbers and who matched up with who. I was having trouble with this week. So, but that's why I've got Virginia ahead of Georgia Tech. And if you want to look at the matchups, I've got, I actually have BYU beating Ole Miss.
Hey, just for training purposes.
Go ahead.
Let's say it's BYU Georgia Tech. Who you got?
Oh, so flip it. Well,
let's just flip it. 11-10. We're just gonna flip it because we know we're not gonna see a rematch. They're not gonna do that in the first round. Not BYU. Fresh off of if that's the conference championship.
Right. I've got BYU. I've got BYU.
You don't think Haynes King can do something with them?
I like Haynes King. I've said that, but
they got to go there.
You got to travel to Utah.
Yeah.
And that's a little different than, Georgia. So
Level Up said, you good, SEC Sean, because I'm getting a good look at the picture as well. Yeah. I think he liked your bracket. Yeah, your bracket, this is a good bracket.
Well, when you do them week to week, it gets crazy because you've got to, you just got to look at how things are playing and what teams look like when you do this. It's not always about like the A&M game with the outcome. It's not always about the final score. It's just about how did you look?
Mm-hmm.
You still got to win. That's all that really matters in this scenario.
We got to remember too, Georgia Tech got a banger with Georgia at the end of the season that could boost them all the way from if they are in around the 10 or 11 range. If they can win that game, then that would look so good on the resume. They'd probably jump them all the way because they'd be like, man, they can play with the best in the SEC.
Oh, if they were to beat Georgia, yeah, they'd jump way up that list. But
absolutely.
I got to see where that game is. I think it's in Atlanta.
I was about to say, I think, is it always in Atlanta?
I'm gonna have to look real quick because I'm curious about that now.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't see Tech losing again in conference. I just don't.
Yeah, it's at Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's a home game for Georgia.
Well, I mean, Georgia Tech is actually right there.
But that's
They're
like
close.
that's
But yeah,
like that's like Georgia's second home.
I know. Yeah, that's where the SEC championship game is too. But if you flipped it and put Ole Miss up at the 10 spot, I've got Ole Miss beating Virginia. Which is crazy because I think BYU beats Ole Miss, but I think Ole Miss beats Virginia.
That's that 5 through 11.
Yeah, that's how it
It's
goes.
about matchups.
That's it. And then you got a, home field. I mean, which to me, I mean, an SEC team traveling to an ACC team, there's not a lot of ACC teams with a massive home field advantage. And these teams have been on the road in the SEC. So traveling on the road to Virginia isn't going to intimidate them. It's not like traveling to the shoe. That's intimidating. What is somebody? Oh, Georgia.
He said Georgia Tech is downtown Atlanta. That's a home game. I'm just saying it's a home game for Georgia because they always playing in that stadium.
Right.
They know that stadium. It's like they know the locker rooms. They probably have been in both of them. They just know the stadium, bro. It's their stadium. When has Georgia Tech played in that stadium? I don't know. Somebody let me know.
Probably when they've played Georgia.
That's it.
So.
All right, so if you have a 1 versus 8 matchup with Ohio State, Notre Dame, and then you have a 4 versus 5, Indiana, Georgia. Who you got in your 4-5 matchup?
That's a hard one. That's a hard one. I don't know that one right there. Boy, that's a typical 4-5. I might actually have to give the edge to Indiana. I'd have to go watch a little bit more tape on Indiana, but I'd almost probably have to give the edge to Indiana. Indiana looks dynamic on offense. They look better than their offense looks better than Ole Miss's offense, and Ole Miss was having their way with Georgia. Now Georgia fixed it and got the stops they needed. Again, that's that championship mentality.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I think Indiana beats Georgia, and I think it's close, but I think they pull it out.
Hey, you cannot underestimate championship DNA, though.
You can't.
You ain't. Hey, and I keep on talking about this Georgia team like they ain't got this, they ain't got that. But when you know how to win, you just know how to win.
I'm leery on their quarterback, and he's too streaky, You
got the same question I got. If you have to make him win the game, can he win the game?
That's it.
That's the question. That's all we want to see. And if all he got to do is one time, we need to see it one time.
And I've seen
Mendoza, he'll probably be more comfortable.
I've seen Mendoza do it. He went on the road and beat Oregon. So I have more faith in Mendoza than I do Stockton. So in top game, 1 versus 8, OSU, Notre Dame, Ohio State. I think it'd be closer than people expect, but I think Notre Dame would give them a game, but I think Ohio State would pull it out. I've said it from day one that Ohio State defense is just nasty. Now, you'll hear it a lot. Strength of schedule. Who have they played to make that defense look that good? But I still think it looks good. They're flying around every time I watch them play. So I'd have Ohio State beating Notre Dame in a close one.
All right, then we on the other side. You will have a Bama versus Ole Miss matchup. Who would you run in that 2-11 matchup?
I like Bama in that matchup.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. I think Bama in that matchup, I think Bama would handle Ole Miss pretty easily. Bama, I think, will just run the ball down their throat and just out physical. And Bama's quarterback I trust him too. And he's got a stable of receivers.
Tony. There's some good receiving corps out here, man.
What do you got? Ryan Williams, right? And then what's his name?
Bernard.
That Horton kid standing up.
The Horton kid is nice.
I mean, and then you've got the running back if he's healthy, and it's just I think Bama handles Ole Miss pretty easily. And then you have bottom matchup, what? Texas A&M and
BYU. I think you said BYU.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. A&M beats them. I don't think BYU would be. I don't think BYU can handle that. I've seen a lot. This A&M defensive line is crazy. I think A&M beats BYU, and I think they beat them not blowout fashion, but I think they keep them kind of at arm's length the whole game. Get up by 10 and just kind of keep them there. Kind of like what they did with Arkansas. Let them get close, score again. Let them get close, score again. That's just how I see it. That'll give you Bama and A&M. In my mind, that's a rematch of the SEC championship game, which I have Bama beating A&M in that game, but I have A&M flipping the script on them in this game. I think A&M breaks down the film, looks at it, figures out what they did wrong, and I think Elko fixes it. And I think A&M gets Bama close, very, very close.
Shootout? Possible shootout on our hands. How these SEC games been going?
I see more, not necessarily shootout range where it's 40-40 or something like that, but I could see a higher scoring like 32-28, 35-32, 30, somewhere in that upper 20s to mid 30s range. High scoring, but not quite that just shootout up and down the field like what you saw with Arkansas or against Notre Dame with us.
Yeah.
There's that horn popping. Ohio State, Indiana. I think the party ends for Indiana right about there.
That's a rematch as well. You see rematches from the Big Ten and the SEC right here.
Yeah. And I don't see it changing any. I think Ohio State beats them pretty handily in the Big Ten championship game, and I think it's a little closer in this game. I think Indiana pulls it close, but I don't think they have improved enough to cover what Ohio State did to them in the previous game. And then I have Ohio State versus Texas A&M in the championship game. As much as I'd like to say A&M, I just don't. I don't think we'd be ready for that yet.
Good leap, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hell of a leap to get there. And I think we have, especially this year, we would have enough youth on this team to be able to be primed for next year. But you know how it is. You get into these games and one mistake can change this. But I think Ohio State, as of right now, Ohio State looks like the best team in the country, and it doesn't look real close to me. So,
well, I like your rundown, man. You know what I gained from this too, though? I'm pretty sure, and I think it may be biased, may not. You can be trying to look at it with an objective lens, but I feel like you think Ohio State and Texas A&M is really the two best teams in the country.
I do.
That's how because your consensus last time you had these same two teams meeting up in the championship game.
I do.
So
I've said Ohio State to me is the number one team in the country. They should be. But I've said last time we did it, I think A&M is built different this year. Now, will they be an undefeated team? No. I don't see that at all. I'm not saying we're going to run the table, go 16-0 or anything like that. We possibly lose this week. But it's like I've told you before, too. Y'all's loss to Michigan last year was probably the best thing that happened to Ohio State.
Exactly. And so, we're only in week, 7, 8? Week 8?
Week 9, because bye weeks and stuff. But yeah, this is week 9.
Oh, well, if you count week 0, it's really week 8, I think.
Right. To me, too, yeah.
Most teams play 7 games, Yep. It's only 6 ranked teams left, man. Are we even going to see a team that's undefeated? Are we going to see that? I mean, maybe from the group of 5, but let's take out the group of 5 for a second. Are we going to see a power school be undefeated? That's my question. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of time left.
You have 2 teams in the Big Ten that could both be undefeated going into the championship game.
And one got to lose, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. You could have 2
so
right
maybe
there.
we thinking about one team that may be undefeated.
Yeah, because even A&M, if they run the table, I mean, Bama, they're the only undefeated team in the SEC. Well, no,
who do you think got the best chance of going undefeated that is left that's undefeated?
Ohio State.
Oh, let's take them out of it then for a second, because that was too easy. Give me the next best, I guess.
I'd have to look at the schedules real close because I don't know who Indiana has left, but that would probably be my next bet.
I want to say they got to play Penn State, and that's really it. That was the last big game that they had on their schedule when we were looking at it at the beginning of the year. You know what I mean? When Penn State was number 2 in the country.
Right.
You looked at
have to lean Indiana then. I mean, A&M, we've got LSU this weekend. Then we got Missouri. Then we got Texas. I mean, I think we're going to drop one of those games. I don't see Virginia or Georgia Tech going undefeated. I mean, Virginia could go undefeated, but I have more faith in probably in Indiana going undefeated based on what their schedule. They've already beat Oregon. They don't play Ohio State. Do they play Michigan?
No. They got UCLA, Purdue, Penn State, I think Maryland. I think that's who they got. I'm missing the team, though.
It's Indiana's. If you take Ohio State out of the picture, Indiana's the next best team to go undefeated to me.
All right.
And that's based on just their schedule, though. That's not based on what I think about Indiana. It's just their schedule. Just like Georgia Tech and Virginia don't play each other. To me, that's just not right. People should play each other, but it is what it is. There's my buddy Doug Jones in the chat.
Oh, yeah, let's type into these comments. Level Up said this was a great breakdown. JoJo also said, yes, Sirski, I seen it too. SEC versus Big Ten possibility. Shout out to Doug Jones, man. We appreciate you being in here. Ags got to beat Texas. He also said Ohio State versus Indiana Big Ten championship should be epic.
Doug Jones would like the podcast, the main ones we do on Thursdays and stuff, because of Robert. he loved to wear that burnt orange color too. Man, me and him used to work together.
He a Texas fan?
Oh, good Lord. This dude, if you cut him open, orange puke pours out of him. He's a good guy.
Man, it's my breakdown, man.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay, so you got the same group of 12.
No, you have Miami on your outskirts. I still got Miami in.
No. I mean, you got the same number 12.
Oh, yeah. USF. My first 4 out, though, I got Virginia, Missouri. I got Ole Miss right on the outside, and I got OU. I know OU didn't look good last week. I I think that's just Mateer not being healthy. I think if he can get back healthy and turn around, I think they could still possibly make some noise. So I left OU in my first four out. Ole Miss, man, they just I'm not impressed, man. I'm just not impressed. Like I'm not impressed with Georgia either, and I feel like they just let that game slip through their hands, you know. But that's that championship DNA we seen from Georgia, so I can't really knock Georgia. Even when Georgia, we don't think that Georgia is Georgia, they still got championship DNA, and that's something you can't teach, you know. Um, Missouri, listen, Missouri lost to Bama, and I think Bama's the best SEC team, so I can't really knock them on that. Had a real dog fight against Auburn, but I love teams that can run the ball, bro. And if you can run the ball, I think you can win games. So I'm going with Missouri right on the outskirts. Um, I can't even remember the last time we Ohio State made the conference championship. It's calling our name. I want to say 2019 is the last time we won the Big Ten championship or even being. So yeah, that's a while ago. But Virginia, they're right there. And you know what you saying in making up this bracket. Why I think we both, not to speak for you or anything, why I feel like we both had a struggle with this is because there's so many one-loss teams right now. Everybody has a one loss, so you literally picking through needles in a haystack, trying to figure out, and you're just basing it off of what your eyes tell you of who looks the best, you know, or who looks the worst. So that's kind of where you see the difference. We have different opinions about different teams. So I think that's the only difference that you see really is maybe you're higher on somebody than I am. Maybe I'm higher on somebody than you are. And I think it's really mainly the same group of teams though. I think we pretty much hit the
It's
nail on the same 16, 17 teams, you know. But
the
it's just
first
where do you
four
place
for
them?
sure.
Yeah.
The 1 through 4 uh, is the same. I mean, I think it's been the same since we started this, though.
What well I had Oregon at two.
Oh, that's true. I think I did too, actually.
And then once Indiana beat Oregon, I just pretty much kind of flipped them.
Yeah. All right. So you got USF at yours 12. Um, pretty sure
Yeah,
we know.
I got USF there now,
Yeah.
but the more I think of it, I don't know, man. They might slip against Navy. You know,
I
I got them there now.
know if they play Navy.
They do play Navy. I'm telling you, they play Navy in
Do they?
like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's like in 2 weeks or so. They play Navy, and I think that game's gonna get tricky. You know, it's just it just is what it is. It's gonna get tricky. And they got Memphis. They got Memphis this week, right? So
Yep.
listen, out of all the group of five teams, they're all in that conference.
Yeah.
They got the most brutal schedule out of all of them, honestly. You know,
Yeah.
just because of who they played in non-conference as well. And I would hate to knock them, you know, if they lost another game. Uh, but I would have to, you know, especially if a team like Navy ends up undefeated. I had to knock them.
Right.
Then I got five at Oregon. Um, listen, I can't knock. It's hard for me to knock somebody, and I know the word is that the Big Ten don't play nobody, and this and that. I mean, I just feel differently. I feel like the rankings don't attest to the type of talent it really is in the Big Ten. You talking about a team? Uh, Not let's just leave the team alone. Let's just talk about the conference. This is a conference that has 71 draft picks last year. Yeah, the SEC has 79. That's eight more players. Literally, eight more players. And we over here debating about whether or not these are quality teams in the conference. You know, there's no way I can see that this is not quality teams when all these dudes is getting drafted from the conference. You know, and it's what Texas had 13 players drafted, so we can't say, oh, Ohio State had the majority of the players drafted. We only had 14. They had 13. It was one less. So I just don't really get the terms of people saying that there's not good teams in the Big Ten. And two or three teams, or it's the same level of tier of caliber players coming out of the Big Ten as it is in the SEC, and they just got a couple more guys that's going to the league. So I just don't see it. I don't get it.
Real quick, jumping on your group of 5. Keep an eye on Tulane. Their schedule ain't hard.
Mm-hmm. Who they got?
They've got UTSA next week. They're off this week. They do have Memphis, but then they have Florida Atlantic, Temple, and Charlotte.
That's very doable.
The Memphis game is the trick one. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't. I don't think Memphis Tulane controls their own destiny because
they're undefeated in the conference.
Yeah, but Navy could go undefeated. They need a loss from Navy, and on top of that, they need USF to still lose.
Right.
USF is ranked 18, so
right.
I mean, all they could do is take care of their business.
Right. They have the easiest path to take care of their business out of the rest of the schedules. So I just throw that out there real quick.
That is a solid one game for real.
Yeah. I'm not going to worry about trying to split up 8 and 9 because they don't play in the regular season, so it's not a rematch.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it.
So you can explain why you got Georgia at 9 and Vandy at 8. I mean, you talked about the championship mentality of Georgia, but you have them below a Vandy.
Yeah, I mean, they're not an impressive team. I think they could be had, and at this point of the year, I've just been more impressed by Vandy. That's all it came down to. I think Pavia is a dude. He's an absolute dude, man. I remember just sending a message in a group chat this weekend. I was just like, Pavia did something crazy. Oh, it was a third and long, and he caught the ball from the shotgun. And it looked like he ain't had nothing, and he just came out of a scrum and just got a first down and moved the chains. I was like, bro, this dude, he's just a dude. He just know how to play football, man. He remind me of like that best dude in the neighborhood that you used to play football with in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of dude he is. He just one of them dudes, man. If you got him on your team, you probably gonna win.
Well, I'm just gonna remind all the viewers that Vandy, according to Zay, is a bottom dweller.
And they are bottom. Whoa.
Wait. They were supposed to lose their next 5 games and then fire their head coach.
They were. I think they this is up until this point, though.
Because you had them losing against LSU.
I did.
Yeah.
But they lose the next 3 weeks. I still feel like they're going to lose the next 3 weeks. Let's be very clear. Weekend. Yeah, I know. And I think Missouri is a better team than them. I actually got Missouri going to the SEC championship game.
Okay.
Hey, you better check that out. I definitely said I got Missouri in the SEC championship game. Playing who? Bama. But we talking about this week in the forecast for this week. You know what I mean? So I think we're gonna see a Bama Missouri SEC championship game, man. I mean that ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing about your A&M boys. I still think y'all make the playoffs, at least. I just think I think their schedule is more manageable. It's just more manageable, and that's what it comes down to a lot of the times, man. What's in front of you? What you got to play? Yeah, but in the 5-12 matchup, of course, I'll go Oregon. 8-9. I'm gonna take Georgia in that matchup just because I don't think Vandy will even be there.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd give it to you. But if they did get there,
I'm gonna still take Georgia.
Still take Georgia.
Yeah. Just because you just cannot teach people like championship DNA. They know how to win in big moments, bro. They just do. And it'd be ugly. I'm telling you, it'd be ugly. Mm-hmm. But somehow it gets done.
I 100% agree with that. Jumping to the right side real quick, you got BYU as your 11. and then you got Notre Dame as your 6. So why
Yeah.
are they there?
BYU is another one of them teams, man, that they just play sound football. Nothing flashy about them. You know, I don't know if they're going to be here or not come the end of the year. You know, because I just don't know what the committee's going to do. But uh, I mean, if this is the matchup we get, I think Notre Dame going to run them off the field, honestly, because I feel like they actually figured it out. Like early in the year, you were seeing the OC kind of put the ball in the hands of CJ Carr. But like I told him earlier, you know, you hearing the chatter around the country that this running back room of Price and Love is like the equivalent of a Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate wide receiver room. And I think you just need to lean on that. Hey, they need 35 touches, 35, 40 touches a game. And you get them that rock 35, 40 times, you're going to get, I mean, Jeremiah Love just had 200 and the other boy had 85,
Yeah.
you know? So, man, you're going to get 300 rushing yards if you just give them the touches they need. And I think that's a good recipe to win games. And I still think that defense still got more room to improve. But since that Texas A&M game, maybe it was it Texas? It was Texas A&M. Did
Which
they
one?
play y'all?
Yeah, they
Notre
played us.
Dame.
Yeah, we beat them.
Week 1, that was
41-4.
week 2 then. Since that Miami game, I think their defense has been getting better and better and better and better. You know, and I just think they're going to keep on getting better because they got the dudes.
Yeah, they've got what everybody considers the best lockdown corner. I mean, I don't know if I agree with it because I've seen him get beat pretty handily, but
Me too, but I mean,
he's good.
He's an NFL talent though.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I don't know if I'd consider him the best lockdown. Yeah, okay. So then you got Notre Dame pretty much blowing BYU out. Jump up here, 7-10. You got Miami, which we've discussed about the ACC problem. You still got them in, and you got Tech. So I'm assuming you've got Tech beating BYU in the Big 12 championship game.
This is the forecast for today. Yes,
For today,
I still think Tech is the best team in that conference, even though they dropped. And I think one thing that the committee is going to weigh when it comes to Tech is what are they when Morton is healthy? What are they? Right. Hammond, your backup play, you lost. The offense didn't look explosive. But when Morton is there, what does that team look like? And I think that's how they're going to judge them. Yeah.
Old Doug Jones. I used to think Mizzou was still in the Big 12 until this year. J-Love is the truth. Yeah, that kid can run. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's explosive, bro.
So you got Miami at 7 and then Tech. So
yeah, Miami, I still think they're really a top 5 team in the country. I think they just got caught slipping. But that's just for right now. Because what I seen last year it still got me nervous. You know, Miami lost 3 of their last 4 games last year.
Yep.
And I wonder if that's a Mark Cristobal thing more than it is a personnel thing. You know, so Miami makes me nervous right now. You know, they just now about to start going away from Florida. You know,
yep.
And they're about to start going into some of these cold climates, man. I don't know. You know, I'm scared when they go to Pitt. I'm scared.
Yeah, you're gonna. Like I said, you'll learn a lot more in 2 weeks too when they travel to play SMU.
I'm scared of that game too, because like I said, SMU has not lost an ACC game since they've been in the ACC.
Right. Oh, here's a crazy stat of the day, real quick about that. You realize SMU's not lost an ACC game, right?
Yeah.
Now Florida State is 0-9 in their last 9.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it? I heard that stat today, and I was like, "Whoa!" Okay. But jumping back to it, so you got Oregon beating USF and playing A&M.
Yeah.
And then you got OSU playing Ohio State and Georgia. Well, seems like we've seen that before.
Man.
Boy. All right, so Oregon, A&M. Thoughts there? What you got?
Uh, man, Oregon. Everybody. I say this all the time. Oregon finds a way to lose big games when it comes to this point of the year, bro. They're gonna find
Yeah,
a way to choke it. I'm trying to tell you, it always happens. It never fails, bro. I don't trust I don't trust Oregon in bowl season, just like I don't trust Oregon players or quarterbacks when they get to the NFL.
right,
I don't
right,
trust them. I will never choose them to run a table in this format, probably until they have just some ridiculous team. You feel me?
right, right. Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm going A&M all the way, bro. I just think I don't know. They'll figure out a way to win the game.
Either we'll figure out a way to win it, or they'll figure out a way to give it to us, and I'll take either one of
Exactly. Either way, it don't matter.
them. It don't matter to me as long as we move on. Uh, Ohio State, Georgia. I'm going to be shocked if I don't know how this is going to go.
Oh,
What do
I
you?
mean, I mean, why would you be shocked? You know, you said it out your own mouth. Hey, when it comes from the horse's mouth, what we gonna do? Argue with it? This is
Nope.
the best team in the country, man. Listen, this team is crazy. I'll be like, like at this point, watching our games, it's kind of boring, you know, because it's
Yeah.
like it's just so much talent everywhere. Like Brandon Ennis went down. We threw Quincy Porter in the game and put Cardinal Tate in the slot, and then he scored a touchdown, a 50-yard touchdown. You know, it just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just talent everywhere, bro. Hey, last week when we played Illinois, the running back had to pick up a blitz between Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese. Whoever he didn't pick up had a free lane to the quarterback. This is the type of things that you got to fight against. I mean,
Right.
I don't know what else to say. We can move to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, we've already given enough love there. Shifting across, do you have Tech beating Miami, or do you have Miami beating Tech? I forgot.
Wayne, I ain't choose it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, who you got?
I got Miami in this game.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I
you got
think.
Miami in that one.
Yeah, I didn't even choose it. I just spoke about it. But
Yeah.
I would take Miami, man. You know, Carson Beck though. I mean, 4 interceptions is crazy work. 4 interceptions, 0 touchdown. Really should have been 5 interceptions for real.
Right.
But crazy work, man. Like if this was really a matchup and game day was tomorrow, I probably would never say this out my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got Miami. We already know you said Notre Dame would run BYU out of the field. So we'll jump to the number 3 seed real quick, work our way back up. You got Bama and Notre Dame.
Wouldn't that be hell of a matchup? This is prestigious matchup, you know, prestigious. I like Bama though. I think Bama's like right there. I think they're gonna continue to get better too. I think they're like
Yeah.
right there in that upper echelon with Ohio State. Um, I just think I got a little more faith in Ty Simpson at this point, so I would take Bama in the wing. I think it'll be a great game though. I think
Yeah.
Notre Dame will be able to get off with that running game though for sure.
Yeah, this goes back to Bama's had trouble with explosive run plays against them on Bama's defense. So that could be tricky, but I kind of agree with you. And this goes back to what we used to talk about the last time we did this. It's a great uniform matchup.
Hey, super traditional, you know, just clean. Woo woo
Just
woo.
no flash, just boom.
Yeah,
Here's our red, here's our blue and gold. Let's just
yeah.
go.
Well,
You got
even them green ones, man.
oh yeah,
Them
those
green
green
ones
are
is
pretty
crazy.
nice.
Them
Yeah.
them might be the best jerseys outside of Oregon. We know Oregon,
Oh
that
yeah,
uniform. Oh no, Kentucky got these uniforms with them silver helmets.
yeah. That they wore them against
Them,
Texas.
yeah, them is out of the world.
Yeah, those are pretty nice looking uniform.
Them
We're gonna have to do a uniform bracket next.
them uniform brackets, man. That'll be crazy, man. It's some great uniforms though for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So So you got Miami beating Tech, so that gives you a matchup of the Miami and Indiana.
Yeah, Miami, Indiana. I will never be able to. So I think Miami overwhelmingly probably still will have overwhelmingly more talent than Tech. Um, Even though Tech has put a lot of money into that program and their talent level has you done seen it tremendously spike. That's why they're in a position to be a playoff team this year anyway. But
Yep.
Miami, Indiana, man, I don't think is really a talent gap, you know. So I don't know. But I cannot erase them 4 picks out my head. I will just think that Carson Beck is gonna give you the ball. And I've been like he have his streaks. He's a streaky quarterback. He has his streaks where it's like, man, this the old dude we said was gonna go number one, and then he turned around and like I just thought he was making bad decisions with the ball. It's not even something that has to do with his injury to me or nothing. It was just bad decisions to me. So this is a game where I think he'd try to win it and he'd be playing outside of his capabilities.
So you got Indiana beating Miami.
I will have Indiana.
So same Final Four. Actually, I think I'd had Indiana losing.
Yeah, you had, but I got OSU and A&M on the same side,
Right.
and I don't think you had
no, I had Indiana.
Indiana.
Flipped.
Okay.
Indiana was 4 on mine. Bama was 2, and A&M was 3. So, but either way, you've got it split up a little more traditionally. You'd have OSU and A&M.
Yeah. I just don't. I think A&M could get a little something off, keep it interesting. I don't know. I think we on the bus off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Well, I said I think A&M keeps it interesting for at least a while, but I think y'all just have too much experience and pedigree at the end and just and take care of it. But I could see that. Indiana, Bama.
I'm going Bama. I think Bama, man, from the Florida State game till now, easily has been the most improved team in the country. Well, I won't say easily. I think Notre Dame is right there in improvement. But Bama, like I feel like they done fixed a lot of the Russian defense woes. Even though you can still have them, they can still be had in the Russian game a bit. But I think they're like a bend but don't break type of defense.
Yeah.
And I think their offense is explosive enough to where if it's not the defensive the defensive side of the ball's game, then their offense can turn it on and go win the game. It's not a lot of teams out here I think can win games in a lot of different ways, honestly.
Right. So then you got Ohio State, Bama.
Don't this look crazy, man? I hope it ain't that, man. But yeah, I think it'll be an interesting matchup, honestly, because Ty Simpson, he's quicker than he look. He can extend plays. When Jerry Miller is healthy, he can do some things. I like their triple threat of receivers. Caden Proctor they're gonna draw some stuff up for him. He might take a couple wildcat snaps.
Right.
And this is 360 running at you. But I do think there's nothing their defense can do with my offense. So if this was a game that they will win, I feel like it'd probably be a high scoring game, kind of like that Ohio State Georgia game a few years back.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm gonna give Ohio State the edge because that defense is all world.
Yeah, that defense is. This defense y'all have this year would be good to see against one of those old Nick Saban defensive teams.
I would love
championship game being 6-3.
Hey, I would love to see this defense go against Joe Burrow and them LSU Tigers. That's this defense. You know, that's the defense that I think we got that I would want to see, like a matchup like that.
I don't know anybody that would wish to see that offense again. That offense was nasty. Cool. Yeah, I mean, we both have the same national champion at the end. You've just got them beating Bama. I have them beating A&M. Just the way,
It's all about how the cards fall too, you know,
right,
because these paths they get trickier for teams with the different styles of fights, you know,
right.
the different matchups. So it's all about how the cards fall for you, you know. Like I don't think nobody really want to play Ohio State, but outside of that, I think it's teams that people want to play and people that don't. They don't want to play. You know, like Texas A&M, for instance. I don't think y'all would want a Notre Dame on y'all side of the bracket. You know, I
Okay.
think that if y'all repeat it and play them again, I think it could go a lot different. You know, I don't think Bama really want to see a team that could be as dynamic as Indiana. You know, I think they would rather have a Ohio State draw. Honestly, you know, I don't
I
know.
think
It's a lot of different things.
I think Bama would prefer a more, not to say pro style, but I think Bama wants to play a team that's more balanced. Running, they want to run the ball, they'll throw the ball. I don't think Bama wants to get into that widespread, open five receivers against them. I just don't. I don't think that's what they want. I think Bama wants to play. I think Bama wants to play like an Ohio State, a team that's going to get down and physical with you. Who is the biggest on the block? I think that's what they want to do. The difference is Ohio State has the ability to spread you out and just chunk it all over the field too. So, but styles make fights, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Texas has the best defense in the country. No, they don't. I told you he's a big Longhorn guy. No, they don't.
That's a very good defense, though. You
It is
gotta
a
give it.
good defense. It is a very good defense.
Yeah,
The best in the country? No, no. I don't. I just don't see it. Um, you should have lost to Kentucky too. You just had two punt returns that saved you. So, but that defense is good. Colin Simmons, Anthony Hill, those dudes are, ooh, they're bad. Oh, they're something else.
all right, let me get your thoughts, man. You know, we did this last time as well.
Oh,
We kind of looked at the updated rankings for this week. Um, anything on there you see that's like controversy to you, you would have probably changed or did different. Oh, what happened? Let me go pull back up. There we go. Anything on there you see that's different, that you probably would have did different. Someone too high, too low. Ole Miss dropping 8 spots. No, what is it? 3 spots. I mean, Miami dropping 7 spots. Georgia Tech all the way up 5 spots.
I really don't. I really don't have a lot of issue with it. I mean, Tech dropping 7 might have been a little rough. Playing with a backup quarterback on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, but where were you? I mean, maybe 12. But um, I'm think I don't think USF is getting the love they should be. I think USF should be ahead of Tennessee at least, in my mind. Um,
What do you think about Ohio State and Indiana getting all the first place
that's
votes? No votes for your Aggies.
that's fine. I mean that to me it's just what it is. I mean we have had we walked into Arkansas and beat them by 30, we'd have had first place votes. We might have jumped Indiana, who knows? But we'd have probably gotten at least one or two of the votes. But, I really don't have a problem with this. I mean, you still got what, five SEC in the top 10 and 3 Big Ten, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Georgia Tech. I know they're undefeated. I think they're a little high. They're 7. I think neutral.
Where would you drop them?
I mean, that's the question. I'd probably move everybody from 13 up and slot them there.
Right on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I'd probably bump OU up one and then slot them in there. Either that or bump Texas Tech up and slot them in there. Somewhere in that range. That 12 to 16 range is probably where I'd have Georgia Tech. I get it. Good story. Feel good story. I mean, I like it, but I just think that's a little too high for that team. On a neutral field, I mean, they'd be way down the list on this. But,
man, think about this, man. In front of them, maybe Oregon wins the rest of their games, Indiana and Ohio State. We could possibly look at Georgia Tech being a 4 seed if they just going to play it how they supposed to play it and just keep moving them up.
Right. If they win the games in front of them, I mean, do they jump in Oregon if Oregon wins out? Do they?
I mean, at that point, I will feel like they would have to because they beat Georgia.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, if they beat Georgia, they're going to move up 3 or 4. I mean, they're not going to be, if they beat Georgia, they're not going to leapfrog in Indiana or in Ohio State, probably. Of course, Indiana would have a loss in the championship game. If Georgia Tech wins theirs, then they would maybe jump them. It's just way too much. But I don't have a problem. I don't have as much problem with this as I did the last one. LSU dropping 10 was pretty crazy.
It was inevitable.
But they didn't look good against Vandy. And here's my catch. Vandy, you already mentioned it, Pavia ran all over LSU, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was out there making plays.
Now you got Marcel Reed coming in, who ran all over them last year.
I think Vandy got one of the best rushing attacks in the country, like statistically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You seen the receiver, those tight ends?
Yeah.
Stowers, and then that other kid, 6'7".
6'7".
Yeah.
All the young fans.
But yeah, so I don't have a problem with the poll. Did you have anything you saw that kind of? I didn't really have an issue with it this week.
Nah, that's like probably the best poll ESPN has ever put out. Quite frankly. Yep. You be having discrepancies all the time with ESPN, but that was pretty accurate. Yeah. You know, if you got issues, just looking at it, you have to split hairs just to sift through that. If you really, you know what I mean. Up until this point, that's just a very accurate poll to me.
Well, I mean, Ohio State's been number 1. Indiana has arguably the best win on that record when they beat Oregon, who was number 3 at the time, or 2.
On the road,
yeah, and beat them by 10. So, yeah, I mean, they should be number 2 right now. Again, games got to be played on the field, but for right now, this is what we're looking at. And we'll do it again next week, and who knows who will be in and who will be out and who will be where and what will be what.
Thanks. Hey, man, I appreciate you, SEC Sean. Why was that making me say tomato? You know what I mean?
That's why I did it. just to get
Hey,
with.
listen. Hey man, we gotta shout out the crew again, man. All the channels are scrolling down at the
Yep.
bottom, man. Robert with WTP for Life on YouTube. Go like, comment, subscribe, share as well. You got JoJo Mossberg with Level Up Sports 10. You got Parlay Poe of the Blitzberg podcast. You got Post Game 86, Post Game with the Post Game 86 show. You got C League TV. You can find on Facebook and YouTube. And then you got my man SEC Sean right here to my right. You know, you can find his channel. He just got his channel popping a couple weeks ago. Make sure y'all tune in. He bringing you NASCAR. He bringing you college football. He bringing you a little different, little stilo to it, you know. And I'm FanDuel Zaiah of the FanDuel Zaiah podcast, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. And y'all know every Monday we'll be here. Today we went at 6. Usually we try to go at 5. We give or take, we get with y'all on that on a week by week basis, just so we make sure y'all informed about what time we going. But man, we do appreciate everybody that was in here, man. You got anything else you need to say to the people, Sean?
No, we good. Let's just everybody be safe and get ready and enjoy another good week of football. I believe college football starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it do, man. Tuesday, they've been starting. It's starting to get crazy out here for real. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I love it though.
Oh yeah, something to do every day.
Yeah, hey, my Buccaneers is on right now, man. We losing 7-0 to the Lions. I got to run.
You got to watch that.
Yeah, hey. All right, though, y'all. Y'all know what we say.
All right,
Peace.
peace.